10 years, 21 films, countless heroes, countless sacrifices. The Marvel Cinematic Universe has been building up towards one moment, one final battle, one last chance. After the devastating ending of Avengers Infinity War, audiences around the world wonder the same thing. How do you come back from failure after losing nearly everything you know and all of that? But in April of 2019, Marvel answered that question with the anticipated sequel to Avengers Infinity War. And I'm really excited to break down this movie. And you guys are just going to be blown away by everything. What's going on, everybody? My name is Nate, and on this cinematic special 43rd episode of The Road to Avengers Doomsday, we're taking a look at Avengers Endgame. A film that wasn't just a blockbuster. It was an event, a celebration, a farewell, and one of the most ambitious movies ever made. And I'm really excited to break down this movie in huge detail and why I think this movie is fantastic, in my opinion. So sit back, relax, enjoy the show as I take you a deep dive into this cinematic film. And by the way, before we get started, if you guys know, I'm in my bedroom right now, so apologies for the background change, but because my downstairs is being used, so I'll be back there like next time, but I can't wait to review this movie. So without further ado, let's get started. Unlike most superhero movies, Endgame begins with defeat. The Avengers have lost. Half the universe is crumbled before their very eyes. Families are destroyed, friends are erased, entire worlds devastated, and the opening hour of Avengers Endgame is surprisingly quiet. It's about grief, loss, and learning how to move forward when the impossible had happened. That's one of the reasons I love this movie. It takes time to let the consequences of Infinity War matter. So, the Russo bros returned to direct Avengers Endgame. And I gotta say, their previous works include the first Captain America's Winter Soldier and Civil War, and also Avengers Infinity War. These guys know how to do a great Marvel movie, and I was pretty amazed how they managed to do this film back to back. And honestly, they delivered something remarkable. Managing a cast this large should have been really possible. Yet somehow every major character gets meaningful moments. The Russos understood that Endgame wasn't just about spectate. It's really all about the payoff, what people wanted. No character benefits more from Endgame than Tony Stark himself, played brilliantly by Robert Downey Jr. The film starts with Tony exhausted, broken, ready to leave the superhero life behind. But there's a chance that he has a chance to fix something. And he can't ignore it. Downey delivers one of the strongest performances in his entire MCU career. Every scene carries from the emotional weight from storytelling. And by the very end, Stark completes one of the greatest chapter arcs in superhero history. Then there's Chris Evans as Steve Rogers, aka Captain America. He's always been representing selflessness, duty, and sacrifice. In Endgame, Steve finally appreciates something he never allowed himself to have: a life. His ending remains one of the most emotional moments in the MCU. After years putting others first, Steve finally gets a chance to be happy. And honestly, he does deserve it. One of the biggest surprises is Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk. Bruce Banner finally merges his intelligence with Hulk's strength, and the result was Professor Hulk. While some fans wanted more raging smashing, I appreciate seeing a new side of the character. And importantly, Hulk is one of the most important moments of this movie. Undoing the snap, without him, none of the heroes that were already snapped would ever come back. And then there's Chris Hemsworth. He does a vulnerable performance as Thor. The god of thunder is consumed by guilt. He's depressed. He's lost. And blaming himself for Infinity War. Some viewers will focus on the jokes, but beneath the humor is a deeply emotional story of failure and self-worth. Thor's conversation with his mother during the time heist is one of the most best scenes in the entire movie. I also gotta give credit to the other actors. Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow. I thought her performance was pretty great from trying to balance things out for an emotional storyline, characters. It's just pretty fantastic. And also, Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye, like, we get to see what happens after the snap. He becomes, like, the Ronin, like, and he really struggles trying to get to appreciate, try to get the team back and returning with his old comrades. Bro did excellent acting for this scene. Now, the film's central mission is the time heist. The Avengers travel through the previous MCU films collecting the Infinity Stones. This allows Endgame to celebrate the entire Infinity Saga that's been building up since 2008. We revisit New York during the Avengers, Asgard during Dark World, Morag from Guardians of the Galaxy, and many other iconic moments. For long-time fans, this is incredible rewarding. It's like Marvel's way of saying thank you for following the journey. And I gotta appreciate one of my favorite moments has to be like featuring like Stan Lee when Tony and Steve travel to the 1970s, get the Tesseract there. It's a nice touching tribute to the late Marvel creator, and I'm glad he got a final scene here before. It's just really touching that Marvel still honors Stan Lee, even after like his passing in December 2018. Now let's get on to the other section. Thanos suddenly returns. Even though the original Thanos was already unalived by Thor in the opening, we see another one. This is from the past. Played once again by Josh Brolin, this version of Thanos is more aggressive, more ruthless, and fully determined to erase the universe. Infinity War gave us a psychological Thanos. Endgame gave us a warlord version of Thanos. Both versions work for a story. And then comes like the exciting moment. The portals, the music, the return of our fallen heroes. For many fans, this was the greatest theater experience of our lives. Especially for me. I remember watching Avengers Endgame and I was like blown away at what I was seeing. Seeing our returning heroes like Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, the Guardians, and countless others all thriving together. It's so unforgettable, and honestly one of my favorite moments of Avengers Endgame. And then we get the line we've all been waiting for. Avengers, assemble. After years of waiting, Steve finally said it. And it was really fantastic seeing like many people were cheering during all this. And I was like, yo, that's fantastic. The emotional center of Endgame is Tony Stark's final act. Faced with impossible odds, Tony makes the ultimate sacrifice. Using the Infinity Stones, he saves the universe, but at the cost of his own life. And his final words before he did the snap was, I am Iron Man. Bringing the entire MCU into a full circle, from the beginning to the end. It was perfect. For me, Avengers Endgame succeeds because it understands what matters. It's not just the action, it's not just the special effects, it's character, emotion, and payoff. Every hero receives a meaningful moment, every storyline feels important, and the film respects the audience's investment. Few movies have ever attempted something this ambitious, even fewer have succeeded. But in conclusion, Avengers Endgame is more than just a movie. It's a culmination of an era of filmmaking. The Russo bros delivered an unforgettable conclusion. Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans received perfect send-offs. The Avengers story has reached its natural ending, and the MCU changed forever. But endings are also beginnings, because while one chapter's closed, another was just beginning. The road to Avengers Doomsday continues, and a new generation of heroes are just waiting outside that door. If you enjoyed this episode of Nate Reviews, make sure you give a like, subscribe, and follow my channel down below. And let me know, where were you when you first watched Avengers Endgame in theaters? And what was your favorite moment? Thanks for watching. I hope you all have a good day, and be good people. Peace out.